Well, hello, folks. This guy is Rod at Win by Doing. Just to give you a little bit of rundown who I am an eBay hobbyist. I actually have a full-time job, but I use eBay as I enjoy picking. I enjoy going out and finding things. And instead of becoming a hoarder, I learned how to, or I sell things that I find just because I don't want to have them filling up my house. Hello, Dawn. How you doing this morning? This is early for me. Typically, I wait till in the evening when everything else winds down before I go live. Let me know if my sound and image quality is okay, please. Because I know I've had issues in the past with both, either muting myself or whatever else. Hopefully I can keep this running. I know last time I had issues with the stream going up and down. I'm doing pretty good. I did a little bit of garage selling yesterday. Found some good stuff, found some not so good stuff. I didn't pull comps on hardly anything when I went out, so I had a couple really good finds, a couple cool finds. We'll go through that. We're also going to go through what has sold for me in the last, I'd say about 2 weeks, which hasn't been a huge amount of stuff, but sales are picking up since I got top rated seller back. I found out that top rated seller status puts the eBay gods in your favor. I just got that last week, so if you ever lose it, hang in there and get it back again. But I think today, I don't even know if I have anybody else but you, Don. This might just be a chat between you and I. But hey, I have no problem with that. So I think today I'm going to go through solds first. I'm going to go ahead and pull up, as a recommendation from Lonnie, I'm going to pull up my sales on my phone as well, just because I can get a better understanding or view of the actual price, because I did take best offers on a few things. So let me get that pulled up. I was running just like a minute or so behind because for whatever reason I kicked off my power strip down there, and everybody, hello Jason, thanks for coming in, bud. For whatever reason I hit the switch on my power, had everything set up to, I don't know what the hell happened. I hit the switch on my power strip. Computer light, everything went down. So I had to kick everything back off. So that was why I was a minute or so behind. I am still struggling with scheduling events. I don't particularly care for my splash screen while things are, or the screen that pops up when you get a notification. But hey, we are here. So let's go first right into what sold. And I'm sure at least one item. There's controversy around whether you can sell on eBay or not, but I will explain that as I get there. I think it's like my second or third item, maybe fifth. So let's go right into. I bought these matchbooks. I still have more, but I thought I'd give them a try. I actually took an offer of $5 on these. I think I paid $2 for a huge lot. I broke them up and I listed one just to see how long they're going to sit. They sat for probably a month or two, and finally took an offer of $5 for this lot. So yeah, it's not a lot of money, but hopefully by the time I get the other ones listed, I think I'm going to list the rest of them in a lot and get out of the matchbook selling business. As I said, there is a market for it, but I think you're better off if you can find hundreds of them pretty cheap, which is basically what I did. They will sell because there are a lot of collectors out there, and you know, it is what it is. There's matchbooks from all over the place in here. So would I recommend you picking up matchbooks? You know, I'll just say for me, I'm not going to pick up matchbooks. And I say that, but who knows? the next huge Matchbox lot that pops up, I'll probably end up buying it anyway and not follow my own advice. Okay, this is a set of their Pemberton and Oaks miniature plates. I mean, they were probably only about that big around, and they're actually framed, all 6 of them. And I've got more of these I haven't listed yet. They are in my pile of opportunity. I'm stepping away from the death pile because that sounds so ominous. But let's turn it over and make a positive out of it and call it the piles of opportunity. I've got another 6 of them out there, and these probably set for 3 months and $2 or $3 for the set of them. And this one I actually did take, no, I did get full price for it, $19.99 plus shipping. On certain items, you are absolutely correct. So I took them out of the, I'll pop up the picture there. I took them out of the frame. The frame wasn't terrible condition, but the cardboard that stuck behind the plates was kind of warped. So plus, here's the thing. I could probably got the same price with the frame. You take them out of the frame and they come in a stack about that thick. And I put paper, I think I just paper towels in between each one, wrapped them really tight in bubble wrap, put them in a box and shipped them out. So $19.99 plus shipping on those. Which is, that's decent flip. I find that I'm boosting my average. I haven't actually gone in. How did you ship the plate so cheaply? Flat rate envelope. They're small. I mean, by the time I put them in, I mean they were probably only a stack about that tall, and they were really only about that big around. I mean they're decorative, and I like I said, I put them in. I put paper towels in between each one. I put them in a clear poly bag and taped that up pretty good and wrapped the hell out of it in bubble wrap. I mean, I wasn't excessive, but I found a box small enough to put it in, shove it in a flat rate envelope, and out the door it went. Here is, I thought this was pretty cool. I believe I paid $1.99, maybe $2, maybe $2.99 for this. And this I actually did take a best offer at $20. What's up, Margot? Florida's hidden treasures. Hey. This was a handcrafted or hand crocheted dress. I use a Scarlett O'Hara type dress because I saw another listing similar to that. And basically it's just got if you haven't seen these before, the whole dress is crocheted. There's, little crocheted rosettes there. I don't know if I'll be able to, the way I have my page set up, I couldn't show you a close-up of this, but ended up, I had listed for $35. Could a 6x6x6 work for them? Those plates, very much so. I mean, they probably, let me see. I would say that they probably only were 3 inches tall at most by 4 inches wide. So those plates, I mean, didn't take up hardly any space, and they were easy to fit in flat rate, even inside of a small box. So I did take $20 plus shipping on this dress, and it cost it was $15 shipping for the item to get to them because of size. I mean, this thing probably, I would say it's set up about 12, 13 inches. It has a Barbie-like doll in it, which it was not a Barbie, but it basically just has the torso on, and the head, the arms, and no, actually, you know what? I completely take that back. I remember the base on these has it's like foam, not foam. It's like batting type material, and they put a toilet paper tube in there. Let me see if I have a picture of that. Let me close out of that. I'll show you I mean, they're pretty cool, I think. Here you see there's a toilet paper roll inside here, and the doll actually just slips right down in there, and the dress drapes over the base. So, I think they're pretty cool items. But, dolls is a tough market, I think, as well. Unless you have something really special, you're gonna sit on them. And for whatever reason, I don't have this like fetish for dolls, but I have a lot. I like buying old dolls for whatever reason. If I because I can find them pretty cheap. I probably got another 10 dolls in my collection. No, don't call it a collection. In my uh, inventory that I've got sitting out there listed, and they span all types. This here, I'm ephemera. Is that the word I'm looking for? Old paper products. This is a vintage black and white photo. You can see the Rainier beer. It was some kind of banquet that they had. I picked up a lot of black and whites for I think $3. You're gonna see $2 and $3. I'm cheap a lot of times, but they're all dressed in their banquet best. And this one, the photographer was out of Spokane, Washington. There was a crease in the bottom right hand corner. Please, thank you. I appreciate the non-judgmental crowd we got going this morning. Okay, I don't know if they have a name for it, like the whole brony craze, but I'm just not quite ready to call it a collection. You can see there's a crease up there in the top right hand corner, but I just thought it was a really cool photo, and I sold it as $5, and I send it first class. I don't drop anything in an envelope and just send it, even though I probably could have sat and put a stamp on this and mailed it out. Anything that I sell is it's not just I figured you would, if there was anybody in the crowd, Don, I figured you would be the judgmental person. But as far as shipping these photos, I think it's out of an appreciation for the age of the item. I'll always put it in a clear poly, and then I'll put I just fold a piece of cardboard in half, shove it in there, put it in a bubble mailer, and send it off. I think that I think that buyers, they're willing to pay the first class versus a stamp, just to know that they're going to get their item there on time. So this went out $5 plus shipping. You guys probably saw this on my last haul sale video. This is that giant fishing Japanese buoy / float, whatever you want to call it. Had all the rope and netting on it. I picked this up for $3 and turned around, got full asking price. I do feel I did, or I even going into listing this, I felt that I listed it on the low end. And I mean, this thing was 40 inches in diameter, or circumference of 40 inches. This is a case where size does matter. You're going to get a lot more from these larger floats than the smaller ones. So this one went out $79.99 plus shipping. Yeah, it's crazy, huh? They go anywhere from upwards to 100, 125, but I sold this within a week. I mean, it was that quick. This one, Flames of War. I've had this collection of Flames of War material for about, I would say, 9 months. This one, everything's, from the best of my knowledge, was sealed, new in package, but it was old stock. So, you can look at the packaging, and there are issues with the packaging. But I'm going to just open up, excuse my I got a message on this one is where I'm going, and I'll just read this to you real quick. And I'm not a, you guys know I'm not a conspiracist. I don't buy into a lot of eBay conspiracy. So I'm not automatically saying this person was trying to pull the wool over my eyes, but it just makes you question. I'm sorry, I'm just taking a minute. I wasn't planning on going to read my message. Okay, I have a question about using the item. It said, I opened this item to build it and it is missing one of the wheels. The package has clearly been opened and re-glued prior to shipping. Once one of the wheels must have been lost during this process. Without a wheel, it is of no use. I would either like my money returned or a replacement item sent. Thanks for your prompt attention. So I immediately responded, offering because I like to choose to offer the best customer service possible. I said I did not notice the package was open and glued back and believe the package to be new old stock. I checked my inventory and unfortunately I do not have another of that set. Please process the refund through eBay and I will approve and send you a return shipping label. Once I receive the item, I will provide a full refund including shipping. So I sent that back to him. That was yesterday afternoon. And I have not yet seen the return process. A tiki bar. I didn't even put tiki in the keywords on that. I don't know what the hell I did with my coffee, but I'm missing it about now. So anyway, I'm patiently waiting for this guy or this person to return the item so I can give him his refund. Next thing, I think you guys, this was the last haul, my last auction haul as well. I picked up that lot of Pokemon stuff, and maybe it's 2 hauls ago. I sold the Pokemon cards you saw on my last sales update, and I sold it for $15. I think the whole lot I might have had $5 or $6 in. Sold the Pokemon cards for $15 plus shipping, plus $60 shipping. It still blows my mind. It was like $59, I believe. And then I sold this. It's a embroidered patch and Pokemon pin for. Did I take an offer on this? For some reason, there goes my phone. No, I got full asking price, $14.99 plus shipping. The problem is, Don, I think I went outside and took some stuff out to my truck. I think I might have left it out there, so it would take me some time to get it. But I will be fine. I will not suffer from withdrawals for the period that I'm live. Next thing, man, I had this thing. I picked it up at, I would say about 10, 11 months ago. This is a Wii Fit, Wii balance board. It came with a fit meter. The only thing the box was open, but everything in there was, sealed steel, but the box was torn. Like I said, I've had this for about 10 months. I finally sold it for $20.99 plus shipping. Here is another piece out of that Flames of War Forces book. This was, I did pretty terrible on the images on this. The problem is when I listed it 2 books as one. Oh wait, no, this wasn't it. Okay, hold that story. I will get back to this one. This one went through without a hitch. This is part of that Flames of War lot that I bought, months ago. And I've been selling, a piece every week, every 2 weeks. And I've got, I believe, 1 more book and about 4 packages of the little pewter, lead, whatever figures that they have. So, $9.99 plus shipping, and this would have went out medium mail. Okay, Kat did not see this. She is a huge Smurf fan. And when I told her I sold something Smurf related, she was a little bit upset. This is a 1983 Wallace Berry Smurf limited edition, because you know that means a lot. Night before uh, Christmas porcelain uh, music box. I paid $5 for this. Ended up selling at $15.99 plus shipping. That went global, and basically it played a Christmas song and spun around slowly, and it went to, I want to say, did it go to Switzerland or I can't even remember right now. I can't remember it, but it went somewhere overseas, and that did go out GSP. This was crazy. I didn't even know who this was. I just saw a clown face on a guy. I thought it was game related, but after doing some research, I found out it was Insane Clown Posse. And from '98, if this would have been new in package, it would have driven a lot more. So I did sell it on the cheap and got the $18.99. And I picked this up at the thrift stop, I believe, half off. To be honest with you, I'm getting old and too many beers in the past. My memory does fail me. It might have been $1.99 I paid for this, and turned around flipped it for $18.99. And if you go and pull the comps on this, you'll see that they go pretty high. But it's really big because it was. Hey, don't shh, Dawn. Don't say that too loud. She may still be a little butthurt over it, but it all because of quality. That's why I listed it low, and it did sell within a week for the $18.99 plus shipping. Some more media. Yeah, I always pick up the blank cassettes. This one actually did get full price, $15.50 plus shipping, and this would have went out priority mail because of the weight. This is probably another $2 or $3 find at a local thrift store. I know exactly where I got it. I picked up two of them, and this is the only one that sold so far. $13.99 plus shipping, and the reason it's $5.72, even going media mail, was because it was heavy. I mean, it was close to 10 pounds. This book was. And just so you know, when I take pictures of books, I'm going to take the cover. I always take a picture of the binding, and then I'll take. Hello, Andy. How you doing? Hope the Saturday is treating you well. It is raining here. Unfortunately, we had to call the ice cream trucks back today, so they are not going out. But I always give the pictures of the table of contents, and it just really, if for nothing else, to avoid people reaching out to you and say, hey, can you tell me what's in this book? I do it with all the weapons related books and stuff that I do the same thing as far as pictures are concerned. And if there's any, this one I don't think I actually took a picture, but if they're older books, I always take a picture of this inside. Let me see if I can. When you first open up the book, check the bindings in there and take pictures so that they can see that whether there is damage or not. The key is always identify any issues with your books, and to avoid any fear of there being images, take pictures of those places where the books are going to wear the most. This is still part of that $70 or $80 Nerf lot that we picked up. I attribute Kat's eye for pulling the trigger, bidding as high as she did on this box of Nerf stuff. I still got a lot more to sell, more than made our money back, and plus profit on this lot. This was basically just the cartridge, the barrel cartridge that fits in them, and I had two variations of this. I had an orange with gray side, and basically it's this side here. You'll see that one's kind of the translucent one, And then this is a solid gray. Sold it for $22.99 plus shipping, and still have one more left. And if you followed some of my other videos, you'll know that out of that box we paid $70. There's 3 guns alone that I sold for $34 a piece. So anything, I don't worry about punctuation. I think it's wasted space. That doesn't mean that I won't put punctuation in some of them, but I I don't think I think most people are more visual, and they're more looking at the pictures than the title itself. I just hope that they scroll down and look at the description as well. I mean, that's really, I think that more importantly, I think, are the images and pointing out flaws or the absence of flaws in your description. But I'm sure everybody's going to have their own ideas on that. I feel that the title and your description is there really the most is going to benefit you is to help in search rankings and search itself, and any type of internet search is going to omit all the special characters. It really depends if okay, I'm gonna see. Okay, am I back up? Let me see. Okay, it looks like I have resumed. So can y'all hear me and see me okay now? But and to go further on that, I believe that especially with I had to mute because I was yelling at my wife upstairs. um, we have, unfortunately, we have gotten to the point in society that our lives, especially younger generations, are on this constantly, and they don't use punctuation because they're sitting here doing this, and they're using the abbreviated words. I mean, it's going to get to the point, I feel that, or I fear that everyone's going to type and write and in WTG, way to go, BRB. I mean, that's going to be part of how we write. That's going to be our new written language if we're not careful. And so it's, if you look at our education system now, our schools don't even teach cursive writing, so it's going to be a lost art. Our daughter loves writing, so, and reading and all that, but so she learned early on how to write cursive because that was just something that interested her. But I mean, that's just where I think we're going in society. Okay, next item. I have had this thing forever. I would not be surprised if I got this back. I mean, it was new in package, but this is one of my early auction haul finds. I probably have maybe 50 cents to $1 into this, but what I found out through that auction site, there was an individual, a client, that was unloading all of their Amazon returns. They were either buying Amazon returns from a liquidation company and reselling them at local. I'm gonna have to Google that, Angie. They were either buying liquidation that were Amazon returns, or they were selling on Amazon FBA FBA, and anything that got returned they were selling at the local auction. So I bought a bunch of crap product until I figured the game. Okay, this is today's English lesson from Angie at Treasured Vintage. Cuneiform, denoting or relating to the wedge-shaped characters used in the ancient writing systems of Mesopotamia, Persia, and Ugarit, surviving mainly impressed on clay tablets. So I will need a translator, Angie, if you're gonna be typing cuneiform in the chat. So I will have Google Translate up and running. I wonder if that even comes up. I doubt it comes up in Google Translate. Anyway, so this item I finally sold, $19.99 plus shipping. Yeah, Angie, you're not quite that old. You don't look the day over 32 to me. So yeah, this one, I'm finally glad to get rid of it. I actually had a hard time finding it because it had been sitting in my inventory for so long. It was buried up in a box way up on the top shelf. This is more of my modeling and painting books. This one, like I said, yeah, I think I told you all before. I think it was $86 I paid for this lot of books, and I want to say the average $2 or $3 in purchase price. It was like $2.50, and I just started after I made all my money back. I dropped all the prices down from the $15 to $20 price range that I had them listed at, and dropped them all down to $9.99. And again, they go out medium L. This one you see in my last haul sale video. This is that fishing creel picture frame. I believe I included in. Yeah, it was that fish lot that I had. And this is one of the few items I listed. This actually was purchased on, I believe, the 13th, which would have been Tuesday. And they sent me a message. I know that it's probably a far stretch, but could you try to get it here try to get it shipped and get it here? Because I want to give it as a Father's Day gift. So I shipped it out the same day, and I to be honest with you, I can't remember if I had $4 or $5 in the lot. Turned around and sold this one for the $24.99, and that's exactly what it was for Father's Day. It was pretty cool. I mean, this is really truly out of the Northwest, because we have, you'll see the largemouth bass there, which I fish for largemouth. There's a trout, and then some different images on the sides that for fish identification. So that was pretty cool. And I actually it had already been received. I got positive feedback. They were ecstatic that it got there on time, and I did fit it pretty tight in the box because this little trout head really was. I am in North Idaho. That stuck out pretty good. So I mean, it was like, I wouldn't say crammed in the box, but there was no room for movement. Yes. Here's another one. This is I was talking about these books. This one, the front photo was just this book, and I almost shipped out just the book. So this is a fail for me on my listing. If you see Flames of War, World War II, 2 miniatures, Game of FOW, main rule book, and hobby books. Well, when I saw, because a lot of times I catch myself, or I have to catch myself because I'll just look at the cover photo when I'm going to pick my items. So I had this picked, I had it packed, and then when I got to, I want to say when I went to ship it, it showed the weight. Something just clued me in that I was wrong. So then I went down and looked at the description, 2 books, 1 price. And it was basically a hardcover and a paperback. So it was a fail on my part not to put put my cover image with both books in. Excuse me. So here's what I was talking about. If there's any flaws in it, make sure you capture it. The binding had come apart. This person got a pretty decent deal. And the reason I think the reason I lotted it together was because of this damage to the inside of the binding. So again, my description. The main rule book is a hardcover and does show some damage as shown in images, particularly the inner binding. So these books were they were all pretty cool. They all had images like this, and those little miniatures, if you can see them in that picture there, I made a killing on some of those pictures. I think I put them up to auction, and they are pretty sought after. It's not something I think you'd find every day, but I think that if you do come across these miniatures, especially if they're all painted, and of course I think it depends on the quality of the painting, that they bring really good money. But these hobby books, I've sold, one a week, one or two every 2 weeks, every week. I mean, they've been selling steady sellers for me. Okay, this is the controversial one. I know people are gonna say, or they've said in the past that it's a no on the CPAP stuff. I mentioned it in a previous video, but I do agree that selling CPAP machines is illegal according to the FDA because they are a prescription required item. However, the masks are not. There is no prescription required on the cushions. So I sell them. Everyone I find that's sealed and packaged, I sell them within 3 or 4 days. So I'm not saying that I won't get any pulled, because I have heard that other sellers of CPAP related equipment will report you, so that and of course if you get reported negatively, they're going to pull your item. But I have yet to have had any pulled. And this is basically what they look like. It's just the cushion that fits behind the mask itself. And usually you can find these for $2 or $3, and they'll sell anywhere from $19.99 up to $30, $35. The problem, where the controversy lies, Angie, is anything related to any medical equipment is illegal. That's what people are going to say. Now, medical equipment that does require a prescription to obtain, that is where I believe that the FDA would have an issue. But and a lot of times on these particular, they may come with a prescription, just because your insurance company may want to have that to be covered. But the prices on these are astronomical. I mean, when you go and buy them full retail, you're talking probably $40, $50 for just the cushion. And these are the first things to go. But I find them periodically throughout thrift stores, garage sales, even the auction. Now, on this lot, I have some other stuff that I want to sell on that lot. I put the tank. I think I paid $30 for the entire lot, so I haven't quite made my money back yet, but I will. But if you go out and look at the message boards, especially on eBay, there's some good information out there on the eBay boards. The problem I have with the eBay boards is most of that information is old and outdated. The last information I saw there where people were saying, "Oh no, don't sell CPAP stuff. It's against the law." That information was from 2011, and I hope to think that eBay had smarted themselves up a little bit on the subject since then. But I will continue to sell the mask all day long. I mean, if people don't want to sell them, it's up to you if you want to take the risk. There may be some risk involved, but if they decide to pull it, so be it. But I'm willing to take that risk because there's money to be had, And if anybody else wants to turn them down, I will be right behind them, picking them up at the thrift store to resell them myself. But they are really quick turnarounds. I finally sold my white trash hat. I don't know if you guys can see. Yeah, you can't see it when I zoom in. But this is basically Enjoy, ENJOI. It's a snapback trucker hat. And it's a skater hat. I think it's a skater brand, Enjoy is. And I probably had this for about a month. I listed all my hats for, $19.99 on the majority of them, but I always end up dropping. Hats just aren't my market. I know there is a market for them, but just not something that I do. I identify well. I think the ones that probably do better are farm related, trucking related, stuff like that. But on the general, I've sold a few, but it's not something that I want to actively seek out. I mean, right down the street, the garage sale's still probably going down. I'll probably go pick up a few if I can get a little bit lower than $3 a piece on them, because he has some in there that I think would do okay. But there was probably a collection of 50 to 100 hats. I know that's a wide range, but 50 to 100 hats in his collection that he's finally getting rid of. And my first golf club sale ever. Holla! Whoop, whoop. This is a Ping. I just lost my chat. I'm pulling that back up. Okay. This is a Ping. As a female, so I have sold a good many old lady church hats. Interesting. Is that the big hats, like the sun hats with all the flowers, or is that the type of hat you're talking? This hat, this golf club here, I picked up at a thrift store for $1. I thought the only reason I picked it up, it was Ping. It had a dot on it, and it was in really good condition. I mean, all the way up to the handle. I'm not super knowledgeable on just like mid-century pill. Oh, I've tried to buy a few of those at auction, but they just went a lot higher than what I was willing to pay. But I think there is a good market on those. This particular one, don't ask me how I got the golf green on there, because I did not do that. I did a sale similar, and it carried over. But I had this listed for $24.99. Somebody came and asked me, or offered me $15.50. No, I'm sorry, $10.50. I was like, yeah, I'm not. I'll counter back. I countered back at 20, and they countered back at $15.50, and then I countered back reluctantly. I countered back at $18, which was probably, even then I felt I was pushing it a little bit. I'm like, do I really need to be that greedy for $3? But I went ahead and did it, because I've had this thing listed for probably 2 or 3 weeks at the most, and they actually accepted my $18 offer. So this went out $18 plus $10.28 shipping is what they ended up paying for it. So I'll be experiencing the joy of packing my first golf club. And I do have some of those triangle USPS boxes they can get from their site. I'm probably going to put 2 of those together, and I thought about just putting a piece of foam on one end, cut a little hole for the handle to go through, and a section out of a piece of foam on the bottom. That way it'll keep it stable in the box. So we'll see how that goes. These last 4 items are actually the ones going out today. Well, it's Saturday and I'm missing the window time. Actually, I think they close the windows here on Saturdays. And the golf club is not going to fit in one of those boxes. And last but not least, on my sales, brand new sealed Tiger Woods PGA Tour collection from 2000. It's a computer game, which I bought it because it was sealed. I find that the problem with buying used computer games that I have is not knowing whether the CD key. A lot of those games you needed a key to put in when you load it on your computer that would allow you to play. So I've got some games that I've had questions. They have the key, but they had questions on whether the key was any good. Well, I don't want to. I don't want to. I can't say for sure that the key is completely valid. Most of those keys are good for at least 4 or 5, maybe 6 installs. And if that was the case for that particular key, I would try it to see if it worked, and then it would I would use that one of those chances to use the key. So I just told him, you know what, I offer 30-day free returns. If you find that the key doesn't work, process a return and I'll ship and give you your money back, or give you a shipping label and give you your money back. But they didn't buy it. So anyway, that is it for the sales. Now let's go into the haul section. I actually did go through and do some garage selling yesterday, and like I mentioned before, some items I think I'm going to do pretty good on. Some of them are chances that I'm taking, and some of them I think were just flops. And what I want to do, actually, I'm going to open another browser here. Sorry, I'm going crazy. Oh, I guess I could just put it right there because I'm not sharing my window. I was all freaking out because I didn't want you guys to see my crazy flashing of windows because I wasn't quite ready. Okay, so the first thing I got, this was a bad purchase. I paid $1 for this. There's a case, and it's just it's a Canon Sure Shot 80 Tele. It's basically just it's an 80mm camera. I picked it up because it had the camera, the bag, it had all the manuals. It's very evident that it was well taken care of. Like I said, I paid $1 for it, but in all honesty, I think I'm going to be lucky if I get $10 out of it. So this is not a BOLO, this is a NOLO. Okay, let's go through. Oh, at that same sale, these is because I pick them up, because I'll lot them up together, and they all work. I get 50 cents a piece for them. There's a pocket poker game, a pocket blackjack 21. I should actually look at my screen to make sure that you guys are... I just now coined that phrase, so feel free to use it anytime you want. So I'm just double checking. So there's a 21. These little handhelds do pretty good if you lot them together. This is pokered deuces 5,000, royal flush 5,000. Connect 4. Who doesn't like some Connect 4? Bring back those times of yesteryear when you sat down as a kid and played a game. And this is Las Vegas Casino. Like I said, I didn't pull any comps on any of these because, like I said, typically I'll just lot them up, and they sell okay for profit. So, and if you sell 5 or 6 of them at a time, they go easy in a flat rate envelope. This next item is I didn't even pull. I was going to pull comps on this before, but I never did. Because I mainly bought it because we used to have one, and I don't know what happened to it. And I thought Kat might like it. But it is a apple peeler. So I guess comping out, they're going $10 to $15. So this is probably a NOLO as well. But I'll hold it up here in just a second. I just want to pull solds. And the market may be, it's going 16 to, probably, I would say I would probably list this one at I'm probably gonna list it at 20. I paid $3 for it. If I do actually list it, I may keep it for myself. If you haven't ever used these are really cool. Basically, it peels, cores, and slices your... I want to see if this is actually the invoice. Peel blade, the peeling blade. I guess they bought the peeling blade. Oh, interesting. They bought 10 peeling blades for $2.55 a piece. I'm going to... But yeah, it's... All the pieces are here. Here's... I mean... It really hasn't ever even been put together. This is the handle and the thing you stick the apple on. Here's the crank. That will go right in there. So it's got all that. It's very interesting that they bought all these blades, but didn't... My dog's going crazy. Here's all the other, some more of the parts. Here's another crank and spike thing. Another crank and spike thing. What the heck were they thinking? Another crank and spike thing. This is what the spikes like. That actually holds the apple in. I'm giving you the how-to version of how to work an apple core. Just to kind of give you an idea. The one thing I don't see in there is a screw. So, anyway, you just basically crank your apple through here. There's a blade here that peels it. Or no. I'm not even going to pretend like I know all the workings. Anyway, that is the apple core. I'll mess with that later. But it did come with all those blades in there, which I found was... pretty interesting that they had so many blades. So what's up next? That was all at the same garage sale. So for a total of I think it was like $6.50. I picked up all that. This, I thought Kathleen might want it for the dogs. It is a deluxe fresh flow. I paid $5 for this. This is another, unless it sells quick, I would not... Kat, I sold your Smurf music box, but there's an apple peeler for you so you can make me an apple pie. Last night Andrew was cleaning verdigris off of jewelry. Oh no, here's another English lesson for me because I did not recognize that word. Verdigris off jewelry and spilled half bottle of vinegar on my bed. Oh. I bet you did not sweep well. Okay, for those that are as uneducated as myself, verdigris, a bright bluish green incrustation or patina formed on copper or brass by atmospheric oxidation, consisting of basic copper carbonate. So there you go, folks. Verdigris. I'm keeping my dictionary open, Angie. I have to tell you, okay, now we're talking about spilling things. The other day, it was in the morning, I was getting my coffee out of the pantry. Oh, right in the middle, right in front of my coffee, what was there? The dog's fish oil. So I went to grab my coffee, not even realizing it was right there in... Yes, I am, Angie. I appreciate... If you're not learning anything every day, then your day was wasted. And today I learned 2 things, so I could probably lay off learning anything tomorrow. The fish oil went all over. It's laminate floor, but... So it cleaned up. I thought I got everything cleaned up. It was just a rough morning. But I would say half to 3/4 of this fish oil was all over the floor. that was about a week and a half ago. Well, yesterday and today, I just started realizing that it just smelled terrible. I mean, the fish oil is not something that is pleasant, to say the least. So, what I did not realize until Kat came in, she goes, you brought that vacuum cleaner back in because we had a small canister, stainless canister vacuum in our pantry. You did not clean the vacuum up. So that's what it was. The vacuum cleaner, it had gotten on the wheels and on the little bag of attachments, and I brought it back. Yeah, I let it sit outside for many days, and not even thinking, I brought it back in, and that's what it was. So the new home for the canister vacuum is out on the porch, and hopefully by the end of the day our pantry will smell less like fish oil. Yeah, it was nasty. So this one, $5. If I'm lucky, I mean, it is all new. I everything's new, sealed up in there. And basically what these do is keeps supposedly it just recycles the water, your pet's water. And what Kat said, the reason she didn't want it was because after time it builds up water deposits and it just looks bad. So that's I would say $25 sold is what that'll comp out, and I'll probably be holding it for a while. That might end up going in my garage sale. So pick up at a garage sale, sell at a garage sale. Angie, she can't send me a half bottle of vinegar because she spilt it all. Oh, that's right. She only spilled a half bottle of it. Okay. I just thought it was cool. This is a hand embroidered. It actually has a person and name and year that they did this. This is a hand embroidered photo of a tree in a field. I mean, straighten it up there. I paid, I want to say, $1 or $2 for this, and I'm probably going to list it for $45. I could do the Wilson, but I just thought it's an awesome looking picture. I'll try to zoom in and see if it almost has a three-dimensional feel to it when you look at the embroidery. But some of this old folk art, I don't know if you call it folk art, but this was actually done in 1980. And so, like I said, I'm going to list that for $45 and see where it goes from there. A lot of that stuff is hard to judge because they're so one-off pieces, and there's a lot of people that get into that. So this is a chessboard. They're plastic pieces. I'm not quite sure the age on this, but let me flip it around. I've never used it as a keyword. Okay, art objects or design considered to be in poor taste because of excessive garishness or sentimentality, but sometimes appreciated in an ironic or known way. We have a lot of kitsch stuff in our home. I don't know. I mean, I don't find, maybe it's all going to be on taste. I don't particularly find it in poor taste, but maybe if you, I don't know. Oh, I want to dump this all. Okay. Because I don't think this chess set is anything to write home to mom about. Okay, well, that didn't work. Both those empires came crashing down. I'll show you the king and queen. These are plastic pieces made to look like, I guess, jade and I thought they were super cool. This is, they always say in the measurements, put the height of the king, 5.5 inches tall. They are plastic. But, and to be honest with you, I don't know. Sorry, I have my back turned to you all. I'm just putting these pieces back in. Okay. The funny thing is, I was like, where's the... This was $1. I was like, where's the chessboard? Because it didn't have a chessboard in it. Well, the bottom, this folds out. You're going to pull the pieces out of the board, and the actual container is the chessboard. And I thought it was really cool. You know, it's got this little metal clasp that holds it closed. It's got metal hinges on a cardboard box. But I'm probably gonna, I don't know, I think I'm gonna list for about 30, 35 and see what I can get out of it. And just because it was only $1, again, I don't know if there's, this might be a NOLO. It does not have they're just real basic glass chess set. But again, it was $1, so I went ahead and picked it up. So it's like a frosted and a clear glass pieces. No board on that one. But for $1, I figure I could I should be able to unload it for at least $10. If not, he'll go in my garage sale. This stuff was actually estate sale pickups. Okay, so another chess set. I have fun putting all this stuff together. Okay, now to the... Oh, this was a $5 find. This is a dual chrome air horn. The guy said when they did get it to... I don't have enough air in me to blow it up. But this I paid $5 for. And comps are all over on these chrome horns. But I think just because of the age of it, I think I'm going to probably list this at about $80 or best offer the first week. And probably end up dropping it after as time goes by. I'm actually finding that, you know, it's a, you always say, oh, look at comps, look at what's sold, and you can look at what's sold and do on the high end, but you may end up sitting on it for a while. So I'm trying to, some items I'm dropping down below the what's sold prices, the max, and pricing more on the low end just because I want to get it to move. Never learned how to play chess. My daughter loves playing chess. I actually taught her how the rules and stuff. We went on a cruise a couple of years, not this last winter, but the winter before, and they had the life-size chess pieces. I mean, they probably stood about 4 feet tall, and they had the chessboard on the deck, and that's what we did every morning. She wanted to go down and play chess. You guys see my posts on Facebook in This Week in Reselling. I actually showed these off. I picked both of these up at a garage sale. $5. Okay, let's go over. This is LSU Shack from 1993. This was $2. I think it'll probably $15 to $20 price range. This is a best find, believe it or not. Let me see if... The Secret Service couldn't guard me. Can you do that for a brother? So, it is a 1997 Nike Little Penny Hardaway talking figure. It does have a little stand that it came on with the ball and $3. Believe it or not, these comp out at, oh, did I mention too that it's even got a button for his, I don't know if you can really see it, but his lips move when you press the button on the back. It does need to be cleaned up. It's got dust and stuff on it, but these actually comp out upwards to $150 for this if it's complete with the ball and everything else, and if it's in working condition. You'll see some listed as low as $65 as far as soles are concerned, but most of those, they either don't work and have a ball. This was actually in the Nike commercials back in the late 90s, and it's got, is it Chris Rock is the voice of it, and it was just this little mini basketball player. I don't even know if, maybe I can, let me see here. I was just going to see if little penny. Okay, I'm not monetized, am I? Okay, so let me turn on my computer volume and I'll show you. Let me transition.
How you doing? Hey, you know the only time you guys yell box out is when you're out of donut. You guys remind me of my shoe closet. I got 1 penny and a bunch of loafers.
That is Little Penny Hardaway. Let me turn it down. So it's Chris Rock. He's a little animated figure that was in Nike commercials back in the day. Okay, that's probably enough of that. Oh, here. Dreaming of the basketball player that he could... Anyway, that's enough of that. Let me mute that down. Okay. Enough of that craziness. But anyway, yeah. I didn't, like I said, I didn't pull comps on that. I just recognized the figure. I thought it was cool that it still talked over after all this time. So I picked it up. So $3 into possibly, I think what I'm going to do is put it on for $125 and see if any takers. A lot of times that particular one is going to auction, but I just don't know if I think I want to list it lower for, try to see if I can sell it quicker. Picked up this book. I think this is from 1938. Again, no comps. I didn't pull comps on this, but I don't know. I just have this love of old books. And this is World Famous Paintings. And let me see if I can find the copyright on this. It's in pretty decent condition. I'll just show, the inner binding is in pretty decent shape. But you'll see, plate 12, Bordeaux, 1500. So it goes in here and talks about some of the paintings and the artists. But I got into it. And it was actually, let me go back and see. Right in the 1930s. There's a letter in here that had a date on it of 1939, but for some reason I thought I saw a copyright 1939, printed in the United States. This was a quarter. Well, actually, here's the deal. They said, okay, any of those books are 2 for a quarter, and I said, okay, well, that one caught my eye. And like I said, I haven't pulled comps on it or anything. It's just called World Famous Paintings, edited by Rockwell Kent, and it's got like a cloth, canvas type feel to the cover. It is, it's not the cleanest book in the world, but I don't worry about cleaning books for the most part. But I want to see. There we go. Let's just see what if comps will even pull on it. World famous paintings, Rockwell Kent, equestrian solds. Oh well, I might do okay. I mean, it looks like it's comping out. It's going up towards to. Let me transition over there. I mean, I often look because I don't do auction style on most of these books. I'm going to limit it down. Why? Oh, I went straight to auctions. But you can see there's one for 1950, one went for 30.99, and I don't know why one sold for so high. That's just the thing of auctions. If I switch over to buy it now, there's 8 that sold, one for 12, $5.99. I think these people undersold themselves, so I'm probably going to put it in for $29.99 to start with, and then go from there. Yeah, it's definitely worth more than 29 cents, 12 and a half cents. And then I saw these books, and books are hit and miss whether I want to pick them up or not. But these are all Edgar Rice Burroughs books. This is Tarzan the Untamed. I mean, I'm going to start stacking them here. I didn't find another book, so I ended up buying that one, and no, actually, when I bought the PetSmart thing, and I'd already picked up that book, I couldn't find a second book. When I bought the Pet Dish, I said, will you throw it, because I can't find another book that I want, will you throw it in with the $5 PetSmart thing? And he's like, yeah, go ahead. So technically you could say it was free. But I took these for 10. So there was Tarzan the Untamed, Sword. This is the Mars series he did. He did all the Tarzan original books. They actually had all the original first run of his Tarzan books, but they were they're in pretty rough condition. And he actually wanted them to go to a home with somebody that was a collector that would enjoy them. And, knowing that I was planning on reselling them, I just said, you know what? I said, I will take this box, but those other ones, the older ones, I'll let you hold. I'm gonna let you keep them, just because I know you want them to go to a collector, because I knew that's not what I was going to be doing with them. So these are like 30s or 40s, I think. Let me get a stack going here. Copyright 1920. This is a renewed version, so from 1948. These are all pretty old books. Let me get this. Just to kind of, I didn't even count how many was in here. This is The Gods of Mars and Warlords of Mars. So a lot of his later stuff that he did through more of his John Carter of Mars, Princess of Mars. Some of the artwork on these are a little bit racy. So yeah, so there was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. A lot of these are paper book. These are a hard book. 7, 8, 9. So this is At the Earth's Core. It's almost like the Land That Time Forgot. So a lot of fantasy related books. This is a paper book. I can't even read the title on it. That's how bad it is. At the Earth's Core. It's the paperback version, I guess, of that. And then 2 more hardbacks. Tarzan the Terrible and Tarzan of the Apes. So, for $10 for the book, I think that most of these books will probably go for... This actually has a renewed copyright of 1939, original copyright of 1912. So those early 1900s that he had, if they would have been in better condition, those would have been worth, up to you know, $100, $200 a piece. But a lot of these hardbacks, I'm probably going to, I mean, paperbacks, you'll see there's a whole slew of them in there. Same artist. A lot of these I'm going to probably lot up and sale. I mean, the thing that is just crazy is just the artwork. The Martian Tales of Edward Rice Burroughs, a fighting man of Mars. Anyway, there's probably, I'm going to say, on a conservative side, this lot of books easily flip for no. Just knowing that they're all from the same writer, I knew that I would easily be able to lot them up and hopefully sell them fairly quickly. But anyway, hopefully you'll see those in the next. As y'all know, I'm a part-time reseller. I call myself an eBay hobbyist simply because I hate using part-time, even though I just did like 2 seconds ago. Because I love you guys for coming in and hanging out with me this morning / afternoon. It is lunchtime here and time for me to find my coffee. But thanks for keeping the chat alive. That really makes it a lot easier to do this instead of sitting here talking to the screen myself. Anyway, I know most of you guys have already subscribed, but if you haven't, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. I try to put out content at least once or twice a week. Sometimes more if time allows. But I have to go and move some freezers for the concession stand. But that is it for today. Thumbs up if you did enjoy it. Thumbs down if you didn't. But if you leave a thumbs down, please leave some constructive criticism down in the comments below so that I can see if I can make some improvements. Anyway, that's it for today. We will catch you all next time, if not here in another live chat. Anyway,